This may come as a surprise to you, but the quality of your audio and your video matters. But it shouldn't matter so much that it's the reason that you don't create video or audio. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to Fitness Marketing Mastery, where I share marketing and sales strategies that help you right now in 2021 rebrand, rebuild, and reboot, or build from scratch and create a business and a life that you love. Right now, it's different. Whatever worked before 2020 when the pandemic began is not going to work again, not for a very long time. And actually, I would say never. We're never going to be in that moment again. Listen, right now, every month in my business, I realize I can't look at this month and what worked last year. I can't look at what worked the year before because we've never been in this moment of time before. And you might argue or contribute that that would be true any year. But for a very long time there, we were in a consistently growing awareness of fitness and of health and of a way to do business that was working. And as long as you stuck the course, you stayed consistent, tweaking and doing the things that worked, stopping the things that didn't work, you had a pretty good guarantee you were going to get results. Well, enter pandemic, that all changed. And now we're post-pandemic, but we're not out. We're not through to the other side. So I'm tackling today audio and video. And I'm tackling that because I want you to get on and get seen and be someone with a message. And the only way to do that is do video and or like this audio. So I share with you today, do you need to upgrade your audio and video? And there is so much irony in where and how I'm recording this. I happen to be sitting at a desk in a hotel room traveling. I'm not using anything but my computer microphone. I am recording on my preferred third-party platform, that is Zencastr, for my podcast. You may want to check that out. I'll put that in the show notes. And you could now, because they're in beta testing, use video and create your video podcast along with audio. And you can then separate those out. And if I just lost you, come back to me. The important piece is you get the basics. So that's what we're going to talk about right here, right now. And as a side note, that is also what we talk about every month in the Build Your Business Mastermind. So if you're looking for a group, it is almost always not just the content that I share, the how-to and what's worked in building a business that has made me 12 times more successful month by month than anything I was doing working in a safe, secure, quote unquote job prior to that. But what's worked, what's working now, we still continue have to test. So we keep it very transparent. But it's the networking, not just the information and the content and the blueprint to build your business, but the networking that you'll do among people in a mastermind who are wanting to or doing just what you're doing. I'm going to put the link below, not just to the mastermind, but to actually information, a masterclass where you can learn more about the mastermind and see if it feels like a fit. All right, let's dive in. Do you really need to upgrade your audio and video to do social media and, say, Zoom meetings? Lights, camera, action, audio, and action? Or are you stalling? Your images and video quality do matter. Make no mistake there. The right lighting makes all the difference. You want always to be front lit, not backlit, meaning don't stand against a window. Shoot straight on, use warm light, no shadows. And sometimes you'll need lights from your sides instead of from straight on, so they're not so harsh. But if you have a video where the video matters less than the audio and the audio is fine, it's a go. They have to hear you. People will respond positively to a video with less than ideal quality video as long as the sound is optimal, but they will leave a video where the video quality is great, but the sound is terrible. So a microphone. Your earbuds might work. Just make sure they're plugged in as your preference, as the source. And if I just lost you, I can only help if you have an Apple. You're going to click the Apple. You're going to go to preferences, click on the sound, and look. What is your input and your output? Make sure that when you're logged in to some platform where you're recording, even if it's just QuickTime, it's built into most computers, that you actually have the right source. Otherwise, an easy, simple headset would be great. You don't have to have a Blue Yeti, which is like the phallic symbol ultimate microphone. It's actually not sometimes as beneficial as having something quick and on the go that works. Being in a room with carpet, rugs, books, furniture improves acoustics dramatically. So realize that I am like sitting here with my computer because I'm using the computer mic as close as probably you would be to somebody only that you love a lot and you want to kiss face with, right? So you don't have to do that otherwise, but I do have a couch, I have a carpet, I have wallpaper. All of those things are going to help, and it won't be as cold and stark potentially as when I'm recording in my kitchen with tile floors, tile counters, no carpeting. So all those things matter, but test it, record a few minutes, 30 seconds even, and then listen to it. What's it sound like? If you're not doing any post-production, meaning yourself sending it through GarageBand or post-production on your platform, I can do that. But I also do a second layer and I send it off to a team member who does post-production and removes the extra sounds and gives it a little muffle in terms of background noises. So you don't hear, say, I'm in a hotel room. The toilet is running incessantly since I got here, by the way, or the fan that's on, the air conditioning. You shouldn't hear those things ideally, and yet you might today because I'm going to go directly from record to production to stay on track. And sometimes consistent and done is better than perfect. And that's what keeps you so much more in the know. And there you have it. There's my phone going off because somebody is texting me. And I so apologize, but this is literally real life, guys. And this is the importance of I'm not going to start over. I'm 8 minutes in. I'm super short on time. I'm traveling. Sometimes you and I just have to get it done and say, that is it. Done is better than perfect. So let me give you a few more tips here. So we've talked about the echo, improving acoustics with soft things in your room. And you in light colored clothing, say against a dark background, or vice versa, you in white, against a dark background will work. Making full workout videos, you'll want a microphone, a wireless pack plugged into your recording device. I mean, all of that makes a little bit more difference certainly in promoting something you want someone to buy. So you got to put your best foot forward. It's like going on a first date. And in that program, you got to deliver what it was you said. It's like you groom really well. You show up for your interview, and then for your first day of work, you show up as something else. That's probably not going to work real well. For Zoom and webinars on other platforms, I use, for instance, GoToWebinar, there's Webinar Jam, and so many others. Using a webcam, not the one on your computer, but an external webcam, makes a big difference. The image is sharper, not grainy and dark. I now, very recently, have a Logitech BRIO that is relatively new. And I got tired of terrible images. As I was comparing myself when I'm on mastermind meetings, my video compared to everybody else's, it was awful. And I wanted to make sure that for anybody who is, hosting me, as I said, keeping it real, right? Hosting me, that I was giving them great video. So important to look at where can you invest and upgrade, that makes sense. So probably less than a couple $100 to get that BRIO camera, but super easy to install. Listen, I did it myself. If I can do it, you can do it. The importance of connecting right now while we're all online, for a little bit longer anyway, is more important than ever. So turning on your camera, even when I'm showing slides, presentation is really important to me. When I'm going live on Facebook, I can now turn on a better quality camera. If I'm doing head and shoulders, doesn't still, work quite as well because you've got to carry that around if you're setting it up in my exercise studio, for instance. But, it's there and it's an option. So having better quality camera really will make a difference because people can connect with any number of people around the world now. Why would they choose you? And they might because they can see you better. Get lighting that also boosts your video quality. So you will find that it's maybe you can get by with the camera on your computer if you have better lighting. So I found for me that when I was using natural light, I was in front of a window that I could get pretty good images on my camera and it was okay. It's when it's early in the day or late and I'm really just inside and fake light basically wasn't as good. But I got a pair of Elgato key lights. They've been a great investment for me. They're about $129 a piece. I'd start with one if I were you, but put it off to the side and then maybe use natural light if you're close to a window on the other side. That's been a great investment for me as well. So a couple recent upgrades that even I did, but for 7 years, I got by with just my webcam. So think about what can you do now? What do you want to do? And then what do you need to do? Two different things. Nice to have or need to have. And that way you can keep yourself within a budget. But the real important thing is do not convince yourself that you need more video, more camera, more lights, and stall doing what you really need to do. Don't let a story you tell yourself about a need to upgrade your audio and video be an excuse. If you're truthfully stalling because you don't want to do it anyway, this is another story. A few of the worst mistakes you can make, just to recap, not doing anything. Your phone actually probably has a more amazing camera in it than does your computer, your laptop. And major fitness brands have shot video, the ones they charge for, including their programs, on their phones. Shooting video outdoors with traffic going by, don't do that because your audience hears the traffic even more than you do. Shooting outdoors in wind or at all conditions. I mean, a little bit of wind heard through the microphone will be amplified. Shooting yourself against a bright window because you'll be in silhouette. Mentioned that earlier. And then tips to enhance your video, make your background brand specific. So, for a while, I would do shots of me in my library against a backdrop where it was a bookshelf and lots of color on that bookshelf, but it was also just a little bit like booky, right? And I'm a fitness professional. So sometimes you might want to think, how can I put myself in a gym, even at home, against your weight bench or having shelves of weights behind you, something that indicates, a yoga mat even, or a foam roller on the floor behind you might indicate better, oh, this is about fitness to somebody who's clicking through or seeing it just for a second. So think about that. Make it brand specific in terms of color. I also have books that I've written. And whether you self-publish or you are a published author, that's really not the difference. But taking that, and I've blown my covers up and then put them on foam core. So you can just order and have this done for about $25. And then I'll put those in the background, like on easels. And that's what's in my background when I'm doing, say, a media interview or an interview with a podcaster who's got video and they're using that. So You Still Got It Girl is the cover in the background on the bookshelf. So I'm truly indicating now I'm on a bookshelf, but it's my book cover. And I've done that with Navigating Fitness After 50. So it can be very valuable to do something like that as well. Maybe for you, it's something slightly different. Maybe it's a program that you have a graphic for that you blow up. Think about that. Plan your clothing also to enhance your video. So be brand specific. So if you have brand colors, logo colors, are you wearing them? And I would say color pops. So black is a part of your logo, and maybe you actually do have black jackets. I wouldn't wear those in your video. If you want to talk about fitness and energy and health, wear the red, wear the blue, wear the turquoise, the purple, the something that's much more complimentary and says energy and action or speaks to your specific brand. There you have it. Ways to enhance your audio and your video, where to start, where to progress based on where you are in business. So I'll mention that link in the show notes to Zencaster, and I'll mention the links to the mastermind and an upcoming masterclass if you have not yet been on and learned about what it is that we do to help fitness professionals, especially those who work with women in midlife. What are you waiting for? The world needs you right now more than ever.